meeting to order. First business is the secretary's report. And with John not being here, I'd like a motion to accept.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by John, second by Rick. Treasurer's report, Mike, you want to do that? Yep.
We have to vote on to accept that report?
Yeah. All in favor?
Well, motion,
Motion.
we have the motion, so.
All in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Mike, do you want to?
There's really nothing, no major changes in the financials. You can look at the budget comparison if you
Get
have
that
it.
right here.
That's the loan we have from the street act for the people. That's being paid off by people. We could pay, we talked to REDAC about, we could pay it
What's the
off,
balance on that?
$128,000. I said we could pay it off, and they said we just soon you didn't, because they get, as that money comes in, they can use that as administrative. They can if they get the whole thing paid off. So that's the reason.
There's nothing out of line in here on the budget or anything. The only thing you will notice on the budget is there is no miscellaneous income. That was the 698 we got from street. That never should have been income. It actually was a capital contribution because we got the money. We improved our property and we got money back for it. So what part was the 300 they forgave, the other Alston paid. So we enhanced our asset position, and it was nothing more than an equity. So we just listed it as contributed capital by whether it's cash or something else. So that's the only thing you'll see. One thing I'll bring to your attention, though, is you go down these and you look, if you look at January through October, we can go to November. And that is your year comparisons. It says that we've paid $44,000. Well, in fact, from a cash flow standpoint, it's 44 plus the depreciation of 252. So from a cash standpoint, we're about 300 to the budget. It doesn't reflect cash flow. So you should never get nervous if it was a negative number. The one, it's not a negative once you take into consideration the depreciation. Other than that, the budget is pretty much online. You will see there is some numbers higher, and that's because of the addition of me and consulting agreements that didn't exist at the beginning of 21.
I thought you were volunteering your time.
I am doing that. But other than that, if you have a question, you can look at the comparisons. That's where you get the most bang for the buck to see where we're standing. I think there is nothing really out of line other than those items. If there's any questions, I can answer them. If not, I would think, Dave, you could a motion to approve.
Okay, do we need to call the roll?
Need motions first?
Okay, motion, John, second.
Caldwell,
Call the roll.
Dave Parlin,
Yes.
John Buckley,
Yes.
Rick Angelina.
Yep.
Motion carried. Committee reports.
You want to read it? It's the financial. It's the estimated. The audit report.
Okay, the operating account for October is $53,389.77. The escrow account is $30,112.58. Second operating account is $47,505.82. The second escrow account for November is $14,400.
Okay.
Next, the
Motion.
motion, John, second by Rick.
Caldwell, Dave Parlin,
Yes.
John Buckley,
Yes.
Rick Angelina.
Yes.
Carried. Next is the committee reports. Ed's supposed to be here any minute, so why don't we skip it to the governance?
That's what we just did, the audit committee.
Okay. Executive Director's report.
Not a lot except updates. And Sean was actually gonna send you guys, probably a more detailed. Well, there's a couple things. One thing I'd like you all to look at your schedules for January so we can figure out when we do a strategic planning meeting. There's also some housekeeping issues I want to go over, and some of them are simple, but one of them is I'd like to have authority to sign checks to a certain amount and within guidelines. It's got to be a pain for you guys to have to run in here every time a check needs to get signed. And I'm not one that likes to use stamps. I think it's bad business. I don't like doing it, and it should be an emergency and no other time. They had stamps for me at TTA, but they weren't touched unless I said you could use it, and I'm not big on using stamps. I think it can cause a problem, especially if, simple things like a stop payment at the bank for $50. And it's only $50, I'll use a stamp, and I can see, it's better than trying to run somebody down. The only problem is that the bank called that person, says, who is this paying? Had an issue with that, and they got their stamp on it. And the guy says, what are you talking about? It causes a lot of problems. It doesn't always go over well in audits either, that you use stamps. So I'd like to get away from that. I've talked to Jamie at his authority level, so I will put together some kind of suggestion, and you guys can look at it and see what you think. But we'll do that at this planning session. And like I said, and there's other housekeeping issues. I think even some of our policies, although they're written, ought to get down to what they really mean. And especially approving expenses and things like that. So we really look at them and know what they talk about. So and we could even do it at the January meeting, just plan
Right.
more than a half hour, an hour plan a whole day.
Mm-hmm. Maybe started after lunch and plan the afternoon out.
And then, you may have questions and issues where you come back again, because I know planning.
Good morning.
It takes us 3 to 4 hours Saturday morning. Works that way. If you had, issues that you couldn't solve at the first meeting, you go away, you get whatever information you need, you can look at them at the second or third. So, that we should look at, and like I said, I have no issue doing it at our January meeting. We'll just have to plan more time to be there than to do this. As far as projects go, we all know that we broke ground for the hotel, which is great for Hornell. Jed has said he's behind because of the rain. The contractors wanted to pretty much shut it down for the year, and he says no. So he wants this done. The sooner it gets done.
He wants it done within a year.
He does. Yeah. He does. So he told him, you do what you can do, but it was soaked the day we broke ground.
Yeah, it was wet up there.
It was a mess.
Oh, we've had so much rain this fall.
Yeah. So he's a little behind. Alstom, it's still getting the documents put together. It is a big transaction. It is. It's in the hands of the lawyers. Sean Griffin's working very hard on it. I know how it is to work with a big company's attorneys. Alstom, it takes time. And they're doing the job, but we're getting there. Once we get there, as the board approved, Dave and I will look over the documents, and then we'll approve them that the board has authority to do. We were a little, I shouldn't say concerned, but we wondered what was going on with our Park Avenue property. Well, Sean was in touch with the girl wrote in. There is no issues other than it's taken them longer to do the due diligence, and we thought one of them was a right of way for the sewer and water. Simple things, but they had to be fixed. And I think they had more than one engineer on this and more than one. So they might have had 3 different ones with 3 different opinions on how you do it. But unless there was an issue that couldn't be fixed, we have no problem. She just says it's normal this time of the year, things move. So I think that's going fine. Hopefully we'll get something signed within the next couple months, or we'll at least they will tell us they're going to proceed. And I believe that's the case because that's how it happened before.
You get the issue with the railhead and the New Light Printers building.
That issue, it's not resolved, it's not ended, but we're, as a matter of fact, one of the owners of Railhead is selling out to the other.
Yeah.
So that may change how things move forward. And I want to look over everything because I don't know if they ever filed an LLC or if it was just a partnership or whatever it was.
Mhm.
But if that's an LLC or something, our documents, although they were signed by Believer, if it's an LLC and they got two members, they still were both on the hook for it. It doesn't matter who signs as the managing partner, they're both on. And I don't know that was the case, but
You have to explore that.
yeah, and when he says, you know, he's selling out to the other, I'm thinking, well, it wasn't a sole proprietorship or there would be nothing to sell, correct?
Right.
So I just got to look at them and I know that the immediate response is, well, we'll either sign it, well, that's fine. But other businesses have had an LLC with four guys. You have one guy signs and that's okay. They give him authority. It doesn't mean the other three are off the hook for liabilities. So I just want to look and maybe that's the case.
I don't think they formed an LLC.
I'm just amazed they have a second partner with a right.
Oh, they did. I don't think so.
They didn't. It was just on Dave Oliver was the one that we were planning on, not much his son, but David.
It's funny though that this guy, Williver, would have ever made him a partner with him having no liability in the place. That's hard to believe. And maybe he did, but I'm just going to look at it to make sure. That's all. But other than that, unless you have questions, I have nothing else.
Just a footnote on the Alston documents. These are the documents that we approved back a while. They were all signed, I think, in July. What this is today that he's sending out is recapitulation of everything that was done. Nothing changes. Some of their attorneys, new attorneys got into it, wanted to make some changes in it that were not favorable to us. And so Sean said, no way. I mean, here it is. This is the deal that was made, and this is, so we're, this should be the last correspondence with them, and apparently he struck a deal with them that these signed documents that are already signed are the documents that they agreed to. So it was nice to see that steel going up on it.
Yeah.
I stopped down and took some pictures. It was really amazing when they put the first piece up. It's amazing. Crane.
Did you see the one across the roof yet? That gives you an idea how big that thing is.
It's big.
Oh,
Big. When you look back,
It's a landscape.
on the highway, it's imposing. It's big. Yeah, pretty cool. Basically, they lift that thing up in the pieces, all one piece, and they stick it up on top there and toenail it in and get it going. And that's a big piece. Pretty awesome.
Just a quick update on 411 Canasteel Street, the old St. James Hospital. I have been in contact with the new buyer of the property, and we've been corresponding via email over the last several weeks. So there are plans there. He does plan on coming to Hornell sometime in January, he has told me, at which time I told him I'd like to sit down, not just with him, but with Mike and Griff and the team and kind of talk about the long range plans and what they have in mind. And, I remain cautiously optimistic. Nothing's set in stone as of yet, but it has changed hands. And that does include the cancer center up on the corner of Orchard and Rose. That cancer center was a separate property, and but they did. I checked, and they did acquire that as well. So we have some moving parts, and
fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed, and we'll do our due diligence. And I told the developer that we stand by, ready to help any project that would benefit the Hornell community. We'll do what we can to assist, and but we obviously need more details. He has retained Butler to do the property maintenance outside, the snow removal in the winter, mowing, trimming in the warm months. We did steer him towards a company that was maintaining the inside, the boilers. There was an issue of the boilers not being on, our codes department has reached out to them and told them the boiler needs to be on. The sprinkler system is fully charged in there. So,
Yeah.
you know, we've been lucky so far with the mild weather. So,
That's good.
so we'll keep you abreast as things develop.
Great.
Thanks.
So we need to go into executive session.
No, not that I can see. This, you know, we get to November and December, the world stops, but I didn't think we wanted to go 3 months or go 2 months without a meeting. So we've got to look at the financials. We'll have, you know, at the end of the year numbers and where we are in January. And as I said, a planning session, we ought to have a better handle on where also, hopefully it finishes by then and everything is over, and I think we will have a better handle on when things will start to happen on Park or Drive. I'm not worried about it. I think it's just, it's really not a lot of time for what they're doing. You know, they're a big company and they're thorough when they do a due diligence. So I think everything will be fine. And I think the issues we had, we've already corrected. Now it's just getting their team to all get together and shake hands and say, yeah, we're good to go. So I think we'll be fine.
If you're gonna set a planning session in January, just to let you know, I'd appreciate it if it was before the 15th. I'm gonna be leaving the 15th. So,
What time are you leaving on the 15th?
6 o'clock in the morning.
Been early start, right?
Get the dogs loaded in the car by 6 o'clock.
They're probably looking forward to it.
You're leaving on the 15th.
Well, if anybody, just everybody look at your calendar and send me dates, you can do it.
There's certain days that work better for your schedule. But always Thursdays. Thursday's the best day for you. So the 6th,
I want more time than the 6th to put stuff together.
You want more time than the
I'll
6th?
look at a lot of stuff, yeah.
you said you leave the 15th?
Yeah. 13.
The 13th looks good. Maybe block off the afternoon of the 13th.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I won't,
Is this something I would need to be at or?
What, Dave?
I won't be here.
Then we can't do it without you. I want everybody here. So we can.
Maybe just everybody look at their calendars.
Yeah.
Shoot some times.
Okay.
I'll be here, so. I'll be here in Illinois.
Will you be here in this room though?
I may
That's the question.
be late.
So we do not need an executive session.
Okay. I can attend by
Zoom?
Zoom anytime, so.
Okay.
Yeah, we can look at that.
Yeah, I'm pretty good for the most of the month, so I don't have very many conflicts, but my calendar does have a tendency to fill up.
Oh, no.
Any new business? I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you.